Hey! Where's your ball? Where's your ball? Where's your ball? Is that your ball? And she's got her ball. What's up, everybody? Sorry, I'm gonna apologize now. I was sick the last couple days in Arizona, back in Colorado now, but my voice is still fucked up. So I'm at the end of it though. Hopefully gonna feel better soon. So today I'm gonna show everybody there's my voice again, already screwed up. Today I'm going to show you guys what I think is the absolute best free mod for your Jeep Wrangler JK. I've already done this mod, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim the fenders even more. So I think trimming your stock fender flares is the best free mod that you can do for your Jeep Wrangler JK. It gives you about close to 3 inches of extra up travel by trimming the fenders. So I've already trimmed the fenders, as you've probably seen in other videos, but I'm going to trim them a little bit shorter today, make them a little more narrow, because I just don't like how wide they are right now, so I'm going to make them a little more narrow. We're going to head to Home Depot, get a new blade for my Dremel, and we'll show you how to cut them. So when I originally cut them, I used just the new metal Dremel wheels, but they burn the plastic and they don't last very long, so I'm going to try the diamond cutting one. Alright, so like I said, I already trimmed my fenders. If you're going to trim your fenders, I highly recommend use this door edge trimming. You can get it at Pep Boys, AutoZone, O'Reilly's, any auto parts store. Just makes the lines look a lot cleaner. But you can see I already trimmed the fender flares before, did the rear, same thing, door edge molding. There's this side. So it looks pretty good. I want to cut them in maybe an inch, maybe 2 inches, just make them a little thinner. Just want the tires to stick out a little bit more. I just don't really like the look of them right now with how wide the fender flares are. So today we're going to trim a little bit more narrow. And then on the bottom side, I want to cut an angle here, kind of to follow the body line, bring the fenders back into the body line. So it'll just look a lot cleaner. My father told me when I was young, don't play with fire, be careful, son. But we were flames and fell in love. We burned the cities down. Safety first. Alright, so we got the first one cut. Pretty much got it cut exactly how I want it. Not a bad line. You can see the edges are a little rough there, so just gotta sand those down and then put that door edge molding trimming on. And like I said, I wanted to cut them at an angle here at the bottom, then I kind of rounded the corner because that door edge molding won't stick very well if it's a sharp corner. So got it pretty much where I want it, just got to smooth the lines down and then move on to the rest of them. So we got the front fenders done, trimmed them, cleaned up all the lines. Like I said, the lines don't have to be perfect, just sand them down, kind of smooth up that edge, and then when you put that door edge molding on, it'll make it look 100 times better. So highly recommend putting the door edge molding on. And if you get the one from Pep Boys, it actually has glue inside it. I'm sure some of the other auto parts store have them too, but make sure you get one that has glue inside it, some adhesive, because it'll really hold on and it'll never pull off. But yeah, like I said, this is the absolute best free mod you can do. Eventually I'm gonna get metal fenders, but the nice thing about the stock fenders is when you hit a tree or hit a rock, they just bend and then they come right back. And if you break one, crack one, rip one off, they're super inexpensive to replace. So I think it looks pretty good. Like I said, I want to do the angle cut, come up. You can see my lines aren't perfect. Make it a little more narrow. Here's this side too, a little more narrow. Have the nice angle cut down there. Now we're gonna cut the back. make sure you get one with an adhesive in it, and it'll really help to stick on there. If you're wondering how I did the angles at the end, all I did was measure 5 inches up and then draw a line from the outside to the inside at an angle. So it's like pretty much a 5-inch angle cut is what I did all the way around. That way everything matches. And I really think that contours the body lines better instead of the fenders just coming straight out and then going straight back in. They're coming out and then they've got a nice curve in to follow the body line and bring the fenders back in. So I'm pretty happy with how it looks. Just gonna put the door edge molding on and everything should be good to go. Fenders are done, the door edge molding is put on. They look pretty good. I'm really happy with them. Like I said, all I did was want to make them more narrow. I had already previously cut them to gain that up travel clearance, and now I just want to make them more narrow just because I like how the tires stick out just a little bit more. The lines look really good with the door edge molding. Like I said, my lines aren't perfect, my cuts weren't perfect, but with putting the door edge molding on, they look a lot better. So I'll kind of show you guys what I did. You can also cut the fenders with a razor blade, a Sawzall, but I chose to use a Dremel. Just made things a lot quicker, a lot easier, and then I cleaned up the lines with an X-Acto knife and then sanded them a little bit and then put the door edge molding on. The best time to do the door edge molding is when it's hot out because the adhesive will be easier to work with and be easier to get on the fenders. When I originally cut them, I did it when it was cold out, which made it a pain in the ass. So if you're doing it when it's cold out, you could just heat up the adhesive with a lighter, something like that, just to heat it up and get it nice and soft, and then it'll be easier to work the fender liner around. So here it is. Like I said, I'm really happy with it. Cuts aren't perfect. When you're looking straight on, you can tell the cuts aren't perfect, but overall I'm happy with it. I think it's the best free mod. The only thing that'll cost you money would be the door edge molding. You don't have to do that. It just makes the lines look a little bit better. And if you already have a Dremel, you're all set.